How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the case of Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old unarmed black male who was shot and killed at about 1:15 p.m. on Sunday, February 23rd, 2020 in Brunswick, Georgia, which is about an hour some change away from Jacksonville, Florida. The killers in the case are two white men, or at least one of them killed him. You have 64-year-old Gregory McMichael and his son, 34-year-old Travis McMichael. This case has blown up all over the internet because a video of the incident has gone viral everywhere. It's on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. I can't play it right here in this video, but if you want to see it, I'll link to that in the description box below. It'll be on my website for you to see there. Because I don't want to get straight right here. I want to give you the facts, but I'll continue. This case is really just polarizing because people are like, white supremacy is real. You can't jog outside by yourself anymore without the threat of getting killed by, these racist white people. Before we get into all of that and my take on it, let's back up a little bit here to give you some more facts. Like I said, you have unarmed black male shot and killed by two white men. Let's go to that particular day in question and let's see it from the point of view of the guys that were involved with the shooting. One of them calls the police at around 1:08 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. They see a guy in the house is under construction that shouldn't be there. Maybe there's no crew there. He's the only guy there. He appears to be trespassing. So the police get called for that. You look suspicious. What's going on? In that same phone call, like a minute later, they say, hey, that's him right there running through the neighborhood. Okay. And at that point, there's not much communication between whoever is calling the police and a police operator. From their statement, from Travis and Gregory's statement, they said at that point, they got the shotgun, the 57 Magnum, got into the truck and said, let's go. So what they were going to do was, I don't know, chase him down, follow him, whatever. According to Georgia law, you have the right to follow somebody that you think has committed a crime, but all you can do is call the police. You can't actually confront them. But what they did was follow him, cut him off, and then confront him right there. Once they confront him, now there's a fight that breaks out. Apparently, Ahmaud attacked them first, and then they shot. But that ain't the end. Some may just want to leave the story right there, but that ain't the end. Let's talk about the point of view from Ahmaud Arbery. And before I go any further, this could change because it's pretty early in the case as far as it being national. It's an old case as far as it actually happening, but it's new to us in society aside from Georgia. Anyway, Ahmaud was very well known for jogging through the neighborhood. He was recognized. People knew who he was. He waved at people. He was known for that. He would jog all the time. This is not anything new. He would jog in that neighborhood as well. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But he was very well known for jogging. Now, unfortunately, I think what happened, again, here's my opinion. I don't know. They saw a guy that matched his description in the house, casing it out, burglar, taking copper, whatever. I don't know what he was doing in the house, allegedly. They probably saw black guy, white t-shirt, and then saw Ahmaud matching the description and decided to follow him while he's jogging. So he's jogging mind his own business. Now he's being followed by these two white guys in the truck. One guy is in the bed of the truck, standing up, sitting down or whatever with a shotgun on him. Other guy has a pistol on him. So he's still jogging. At a certain point, he gets cut off by the truck. Now, the guys, Gregory and Travis, said in a statement that they cut him off to try and confront him, to say, hey, what are you doing? I want to talk to you, whatever. Now, when they do that, they got the guns out, like they're brandishing the guns. Guys a shotgun like this here. Other guys a pistol on them too. So it's like, okay, I'm jogging, minding my business. All of a sudden, I'm being cut off by these guys. What do you do in that situation? If Ahmaud attacks them first, then that would make sense, because what else do you do when you got two guys who you don't know cut you off with a truck and they got guns? What are you going to do? You're jogging. You're not even really ready for this to happen. So as a result, a fight breaks out and then Ahmaud gets shot and killed right there on the street. Now, I have plenty of questions. First of all, why is it just now this tape's coming out? This case happened in February. So you're talking about 2.5 months ago. Why is the tape just now coming out? Did it come out back then in Georgia? What's happening? Also, why was there no charges filed? Why was there no investigation? Okay, I've been reading through some of the documents and it appears to be a cover up because one key element is that the elder McMichael was in law enforcement. I don't know if he was an officer, a sheriff, or whatever, but he was in law enforcement. So it appears to be a thing where they were trying to cover it up to protect the father because he was in law enforcement. That's what it appears to be. And I think that might be what it is. And like I said, you could have more information that comes out. He could have been the guy in there. Who knows? They said he had prior gun charges. That's not really important as far as his prior conviction because, you know, under Georgia law, all you can do if you see a guy committing the crime and you are in your car or whatever and they are running or whatever, you can follow them and call the police and tell them where they're at, but you can't actually get out and confront them. Okay? You can't really do that, especially if you don't know what they did. You saw him in the house, maybe. What was he doing in the house? Just being there? Did he steal anything? Did he vandalize the property? What was he actually doing? That's what they asked him on the call with the police. They were saying, hey, okay, what did he actually do? What was the crime that he committed? You know, what did he do wrong? And at that point, there was no more communication. So there's obviously something much more to this case than what they're trying to say. They're trying to say, you know, self-defense, citizen's arrest. Nah, that's not what it is. What it appears like they did was see a guy that maybe could have been vandalizing, maybe could have been burglarizing an empty house or whatever, and decided they're going to go confront them with their guns out and get justice right there on the spot. You can't be Judge Dredd and do whatever. Okay. Now, that's just my opinion. We're going to have, you know, grand jury commence hopefully sometime soon. They got the virus going on. I don't know what's happening, but you've already had the governor, Brian Kemp, says he wants to have justice. There's going to be federal attention on this. It could be a hate crime. I'm not sure about the hate crime route, but that could happen. Now, in my opinion, from what I saw, from what I know right now, which could change, these guys need to go to jail, and whoever was trying to cover it up needs to go to jail too. Having said that, you know, I got to add my 2 cents. I'm not going to ignore the elephant in the room. I can't do it. May Ahmaud rest in peace. Okay, from what I've been able to see, he didn't deserve what happened to him. However, the outrage from celebrities is ridiculous. LeBron James talking about, oh, well, we can't do anything. Every time we go outside our house, we get hunted like dogs. It's like, really? Is that what you think? We're just getting hunted every day we leave our house? And if we are being hunted, then who is it by? Who is it by? Okay. I'm going to give you some numbers you might not like, but I'm going to give you the numbers because they're facts. And I'm going to talk about why these numbers should matter, but apparently they don't. Black folks, 13% of the population, 52% of the murderers, and 48% of the murder victims. Who's killing us? Is it white people? Is it white supremacists? Is it the police? It's us. Okay, at such a high rate, it's ridiculous, much more than would be proportional. Some would say whites kill whites, Asians kill Asians, Hispanics kill Hispanics. That's true, but not to the level that we do it. Okay, 13% of the population, 52% of the murderers, the majority of that murder percentage is other black folks being killed. We're 48% of all murder victims in the country, despite being 13% of the population. And 95% of that is us killing us. You know, so out of proportion, like multiple times more than our population percentage, we are victims and murderers. So, I mean, the bigger issue here would be us killing us. If you want to get outraged and march and, you know, such a protest and whatnot. And then some are going to say, well, ABL don't matter. It don't count because people get arrested. Okay. Now, how many cases do you know of right now that have been solved? You know, I know guys in the street. You know, I come from that neighborhood. I got guys in jail right now that will never come home doing football numbers, right? How many cases of a black person being shot and killed are actually solved? You go to Chicago, New York, LA, you're talking about like a 20% solve rate, 30%, 40%. If you get a 50%, you know, conviction rate, or, you know, I don't know what they call it, whatever the rate is of being able to find the offender of a homicide of a black person, if you get 50%, you're doing good. Chicago, 20%, 80% just out there in the wind, no snitching. or they threaten their witnesses, okay, or they gang banging where don't nobody really care. Okay, that's what's going on. And then it ain't just the gang bangers. You got people's grandmamas getting killed, security guards. You guys saw that story in Flint, Michigan, right? It's kind of interesting how that kind of faded away from any kind of attention from the media. At first, it got some attention because, you know, the security guard asked a woman to put on the mask. And as a result of that, a fight ensued, and then they were shot and killed. But the full story is not really being told. And the full story is the reason why it's not a story anymore. A black security guard in Flint, Michigan at a dollar store, you know, you're in the hood if you got a security guard at a dollar store anyway. He asked the lady, can you put on the mask? Because you got to do it, just doing my job. She gets belligerent, cusses him out, spits in his face. She leaves the store, gets her husband and her son to confront the guy. And one of them, the husband or the son, comes and shoots and kills him. Okay, that's not really a big concern. Anybody talking about justice for X, Y, and Z, or we keep getting hunted, that's not even really the thing. Now, granted, they got arrested, but like I said, it's not even about that, because even if they were, like, let's say they were white and they got arrested right there, the narrative would still be, we keep getting hunted by the white supremacists, we can't get ahead, that's why we're in a bad situation, you know, blaming the white guy for everything, rather than looking internally and see what you're doing wrong. So it's sad that Mr. Berry passed away, that he was shot and killed by these people. What I look at, what it appears to be is two guys that were way overzealous, you know, trying to, you know, do a citizen's arrest for what? Like, what was the actual crime? For being in a house under construction? These guys are going to go away. And then whoever was involved with the cover up, if that is what happened, from what I've been reading, they're going to be gone as well. So as I close, I want to say this. This case is terrible, and the people that are behind it, from what I've been reading, are going to get sent out the river. They're not coming home no time soon. They're going to do football numbers, okay? They might get 25 with the L or more. However, don't try to say this is a case of, you know, a continuing white supremacy. This is a common occurrence. No, it's not a common occurrence for, you know, a black guy to be jogged down the street and get killed by a white person. This ain't the early 1900s or nothing like that. This ain't that. Nowadays, you got to worry about, you know, getting shot and killed by your own people. That's what you got to worry about. Seriously, like, let's not play that game. And I don't like the marching and the protesting when it's a white person that does it, when they do the killing, okay? If you're going to march and protest over a death, let it be every day. But you might be doing so much marching, your shoes be worn out every single day you do it. I don't like selective outrage. I don't like it at all. If you're going to be outraged about the thing, let it be consistent. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that the death of Ahmaud Arbery was racially motivated? Was it a thing that happens all the time? Is it a common occurrence in the black community that a white person just runs down a black person? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or do you think I'm on point? Do you think that it's not, you know, a common occurrence? It's a sad thing that happens and it shouldn't be happening, but is it a common occurrence? That's the question. Are we just under constant attack here in America from the white man or from the white power structure? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. You know where I'm at. This is sad. It's unfortunate. And you will have justice served. But there's still some unanswered questions. And the main thing I want to say is that do not let this be just some kind of example of just how bad the country is. It's not. Isolated incident, and that's all. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.